U.S. troops leave Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, signaling imminent complete withdrawal. This is from RT. This is Russian media. And they're talking about the withdrawal from Bagram Air Base. And this was a significant U.S. military base in Afghanistan. It was just north of the capital, Kabul. And they say it was extensively used by NATO troops during the two-decade presence in the country. And they talk about all of the facilities that it had. It was basically a small city. They claim that the Afghan military will protect the base and I presume use it. They said some U.S. troops will remain in Afghanistan even after the retrograde is complete. At least 1,000 regular soldiers are expected to stay and guard the massive U.S. embassy complex in Kabul and the capital's international airport. Special operations troops are likely to remain on the ground as well. Now, what they're talking about in the capital of Kabul is, let's just take a look here. You can see this whole region right here. If you zoom in, you're going to notice right there is the U.S. embassy, and it's not an embassy, it's a complex. And all of this is part of a military and diplomatic complex. As a matter of fact, this whole area right here is the so-called green zone in Kabul in Afghanistan. And it's got this road that leads directly to the international airport. And yes, it's an international airport, but it's also a military base, a significant military base. So let's take a look at Bagram Air Base. It's right here. And as you can see, it's bigger than the international airport and the surrounding base, but not that much bigger. And when you take into account the rest of the green zone and whatever other facilities the U.S. and its allies participating in this occupation of Afghanistan, it really is just them consolidating their position in Afghanistan. They're not withdrawing anything. So yes, there's going to be 1,000 regular troops in Afghanistan. That's true. But they're going to keep the international airport as a military base. They're going to control a huge section of the capital. And I want to point something else. This is Special Operations Command. This is a .mil website. This is about the 75th Ranger Regiment. They have 4 battalions. That's 600 soldiers each. And the regiment's 4 battalions located throughout the U.S. can deploy anywhere in the world for no-notice missions. The Army maintains the regiment at a high state of readiness. Each battalion can deploy anywhere in the world with only 18 hours notice. So there's 1,000 U.S. troops staying in Afghanistan. In less than a day, there could be over 2,000 more. And at the end of a week, there could be tens of thousands of troops brought into that international airport and based in the surrounding encampment or in the green zone somewhere. And then they can easily go back to Bagram and start everything up there as well. The Afghan forces are going to maintain it as a military base. So this is not the U.S. withdrawing from anything. This is them keeping their foot in the door. They could easily go back to Afghanistan and go back to the troop levels they had before this withdrawal, or surge the troop levels even higher. The whole reason the U.S. is in Afghanistan in the first place is not to hunt the perpetrators of 9/11. They're in Afghanistan because it's in Central Asia. It's on China's border. It's on Iran's border. It's on Pakistan's border. And it allows the U.S. military to project power across all of Central Asia. And not just to agitate China, Iran, Pakistan, but also Russia and the former Soviet territories that are in Central Asia. So they're not going to leave there unless they're forced to leave there. And if the Taliban were to, say, try to attack the remaining U.S. forces there, it would just be an excuse for the U.S. to surge there again, just like they did during the Obama administration. And again, and as others have pointed out, the U.S. maintains a huge number of contractors that we'll never hear anything about. And they're practically a standing army on their own as well. So that's in Afghanistan, that's not leaving anytime soon. We're going to keep hearing about the US withdrawing from these places, but they're not real withdrawals. They're keeping their foot in the door for future operations. They will continue meddling across the entire region using Afghanistan as a base. The so-called withdrawal of American forces is just going to give them more plausible deniability when they do carry out operations across the region, maybe into Western China or into Iran or into Pakistan. They're going to claim it couldn't be us, we withdrew from Afghanistan, when in reality they still have a very significant presence in the country and still absolute control over the client regime that they put in power there. If you thought this video was useful, please like and share it. Think about subscribing. It helps the channel grow and it's totally free to do. Hit the bell icon and you will get a notification when I upload a new video. Check the video description for these links. There's a lot of interesting information in this document about the US Army Rangers and their capabilities. There's also ways you can help support my work, like by becoming a Patreon member. There you can help support my work month to month. There's extra content for Patreon supporters, and there's lines of communication where we can talk directly, share ideas, and kind of build a community around this work. And to everyone who has been supporting my work, thank you very much. I could not do this without that support. And as always, thank you for watching.